Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to properly disable startup items in Windows XP. These rules basically apply to Windows Vista as well. First, if you're in Windows XP, you're going to need to download Windows Defender. Windows Defender is available at Microsoft's website. So let's start up Windows Defender and go to Tools and then Software Explorer. So most likely the programs that you're going to want to disable from starting up will be programs like instant messaging clients that you don't use when your computer starts, various like a CD burning application like Nero or Roxio have a habit of starting at startup. Various other programs. There's definitely programs you don't want to disable, such as Windows Explorer or the UserNet logon application. These programs you don't want to disable. Generally, when you click on something and it says that it ships with the operating system and it says yes, that's a good rule of thumb that you don't want to disable it. It's not 100% foolproof, but it is a good idea. Okay, so I don't want Windows Defender running at startup, so I click on Windows Defender and get it highlighted and click disable, and it asks me, are you sure you want to disable it? And I click yes. Now you'll notice that it doesn't immediately close the application. All it does is makes a registry edit that tells Windows Defender not to start up next time I reboot my computer. I don't have much installed on this computer. You can see the only thing that's not from Microsoft is my VirtualBox Guest Editions, and I do want that to start at startup, so I will leave that as permitted. But you may have 30 or more programs running at startup. Another good rule of thumb is to look down here at the toolbar. If you have a ton of icons down here, it probably means you have a lot of startup items running. It really speeds up your computer to disable those. So also, I'm not other than using Windows Defender for editing startup items, I'm not a big fan of it. So something else I like to do is go to Tools, Options. I uncheck automatically scan my computer because I have a better scanner than Windows Defender. I uncheck use real-time protection because I have better real-time protection than Windows Defender. And then I uncheck use Windows Defender and then click save, and you'll get this message that says Windows Defender is turned off. Windows Defenders won't provide protection, blah blah blah. That's okay to just close this. Now say down the road you install some more programs that starting up at your computer startup. You can use Windows Defender to edit those again. Just go back to Windows Defender. It hasn't been removed from your system. You'll get the same message and you can just click turn on, and Windows Defender will turn on, and you can go through the same steps. Go to Tools and Software Explorer and disable the programs you want to, and then go down and disable Windows Defender again. Windows Defender itself does actually use a lot of resources, so I just don't use it. It's really, other than using it to edit startup items, it's not very good in my opinion. So then I'll save it, get that message again. But okay, now that I've shown you how to disable startup items the proper way. We'll show you how to disable them the improper way, and the following way is how most people will recommend disabling startup items, but once again, this is not advised. So you go to Start, Run, and type MSCONFIG, and it brings up this system configuration utility, and it's got a few tabs. You can also edit services this way, but as in a previous video I've shown you the correct way to edit services. You should never edit services using the system configuration utility. There's also the startup tab, and you should not be using the system configuration utility to edit the startup items, because it can cause various conflicts. It can cause programs to not be uninstalled correctly. The system configuration utility was designed to diagnose problems that you're having with your system. When you're running your system normally, you always want it to be under the normal startup and load all device drivers and services. I'll show you what happens if you uncheck one of these boxes in the startup tab. You go back to the general tab. Now you're on the selective startup. This is not desired behavior. It makes it very difficult to diagnose malware on a system when it's running on the selective startup, so we always want to have normal startup. And this is just one of the reasons why we don't use MSCONFIG, aka the system configuration utility, to edit startup items. There are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of videos on YouTube telling people to use MSCONFIG to edit startup items. And Microsoft itself says that it was not designed to do this, and there are various other sites that show you why using MSCONFIG is a bad idea. So I've just used this for illustrative purposes. Do not use MSCONFIG. As a matter of fact, unless an expert tells you to load up the system configuration utility, you shouldn't be using MSCONFIG at all. So we'll just cancel out of here. And that is how to edit startup items. If you have any questions, leave me a comment.